I'm going to be showing you the interface in LiveCode so we can get some idea of what we need and where we need to start. First off, when you open up LiveCode, it will look like this. There's nothing much to see. Later on, when you're working on a project, you can open a project up directly. One of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the background here by going over to View, Backdrop, and now I've got a nice clean screen for which to show you some of the things that LiveCode has and does. The first thing we'll look at is the toolbar. You have two arrow pointers here. The first one is when you want to actually test out your program. When you do this, when you click on something or move something, it sends a message to the computer, actually to LiveCode first, to do something based upon what you've told it to do. In order to set that up, you need to use this one, which is your edit pointer. It allows you to select an object, like a button, and we'll be talking about that in a moment, and to have that button be programmed by you to do something when this becomes your real cursor. It's as if this was the computer itself, and this is your little let's make a program pointer. These are buttons, all different kinds. We'll be talking about those later on. These are buttons up here. These are fields here. And we get into some other objects down below. And that's about all you need to know about this at the moment. It really serves as a palette that you can draw things from. We'll go to the menu and I'll do File, New Main Stack. And it gives me a window. This is resizable down here in the corner. We can make it different sizes. We can also decide to not make it change shape or size, but that we have to control that through a different method. If I want to have a button, and this is a very simple thing, I'm just going to grab a button and drag it out, and I've got a button. If I come here and click on that button, it highlights, but I've not told it to do anything other than to highlight. It comes built that way. But if I come over here and I double click on the button, we're going to see, first thing we're going to see is the inspector, which is also available up here. If I double click, I now have this new palette up, and it tells me that the name is button. But let's call it my button. Very simple name. And when I do that, the name changes to my button. If I want it to be called something within the program will know this name, but I want it to be called my button. Notice the space? It now has a space. That's called the label. It would work just as well to put this up here as my button, but in programming terms, often it's good to have things in just one word, and that's why you often will see things written like this, lowercase followed by uppercase. It keeps it clear and readable, and since we're using an English type language for making our programs, it's good to have that kind of readability. Well, might as well use it. I'm going to use a keyboard command right now to get to the scripting, but I could just as easily come up here to inspect and then edit script. Again, that's up here, edit script, and it'll open up the script. But I'm going to use a keyboard command because I think you need to learn them. So this is Command E for edit. And it provides me with the two things, on mouse up and end mouse up. What's a mouse up? When you push your mouse button down or your trackpad button down, that's a mouse down. When you decide to do something with it, it's a mouse up. So I'm just going to have this do one thing. I'm going to say, have it answer, which will give a dialog box, how's it? And it doesn't do anything more than answer that. It gives me a little OK button, so I hit apply. Might as well go ahead and close this for the moment. If I click on this, nothing happens. Why? I'm still editing. But if I click on this, suddenly it asks me a question. And because it's a blinking blue button, I can either click on it with my mouse or just hit the return key and it goes back. The other things that we have up here in terms of the menu and in terms of this bar of resources, we have a dictionary, which you'll be using quite a bit. We have some other things which you won't be, messages and errors. And then there are a few things which I will need to explain to you about the message box, where you can talk to the program directly and type in your commands without making them part of the program. But that's it for now. Toolbar, your resource bar, your menu, the inspector, and a basic stack.